Thank you for joining us to celebrate the grand opening of Free Movement Dance Solutions, second self-service dance studio right here at Bukit Merah. Our next speaker is someone who truly embodies what it means to hustle with heart. Okay, she's a dancer, founder, a mother, Noel, and someone who has built one of Singapore's most recognizable dance brands from the ground up. Please join me in welcoming the incredible Sandra Faustina. Sandra's story is one of determination, creativity, and relentless energy. While studying for a business management degree at SIM, she was also pursuing her passion for dance, training, performing, teaching, and even leading her dance team all at the same time. To make ends meet, she was also giving tuition, and just to add to the chaos, she was helping to launch a German energy drink called 28 Black into the Southeast Asian market, handling regional marketing while juggling everything else. In the middle of that whirlwind, one big question kept tugging at her. What can I actually do with dance? That question led to an answer and eventually a vision. In 2014, Sandra took the leap and opened her first retail shop at Skate in Somerset. From there, Free Movement was born. What started with a few leotards and a sewing machine quickly grew into something bigger. A full dance costume tailoring service and eventually a business that now spans custom costumes, dance wear, dance flooring, shatterproof mirrors, ballet bars, and full studio builds. Today, Free Movement has 13 studio spaces across Singapore and has supported thousands of dancers, teachers, and studios with practical, innovative, and beautifully tailored dance solutions. She didn't stop there. Sandra did all this while navigating the wild world of entrepreneurship and being a mom, balancing business growth with baby milestones, deadlines with diapers, which we're changing out of, right? And dreams with daily life. Tonight, Sandra is here to speak about something so many dancers think about, but few talk openly about. How do you actually earn a living on and off the stage? How do you keep your passion alive, pay the bills? And how do you turn your dance into a sustainable career that grows with you? Sandra has walked that path, and now she's going to share a story, the lessons she's learned, and the possibilities you might not have thought of yet. Please join me in giving a big inspired welcome to the true multi-hyphenate dancer, entrepreneur, mom, and founder, Sandra Faustina.
Thank you everyone. Thank you Dr. Ashley. Thank you everyone for being here. And first and foremost, I just want to say that all of you are a part of Free Movement and all of you are at the heart of Free Movement. In a way, everything that I do here is, I always tell everyone in the team that we don't do it and we can't do it just for ourselves, and we can't say that we're dancers so therefore we understand, but we must do it in a way where it serves people, where it serves dancers, because that would be the only way where we actually understand how we can actually genuinely help people. So a lot of Free Movement, right, or even going back to it, it's not so good like, like regional manager, like handling the but basically they needed to hire an undergrads in uni and pay $1,500 to handle the whole of Singapore. That was literally like what the German energy company was doing. And the worst part of doing all of that was that I didn't like any of the things that I was doing. But I had to pay the bill because I wanted to dance. I want to dance, but I got no money. And so the whole concept of I want to be a dancer and it's okay for dancers to not have money is always something that I question. Because up till this day and this age, I have so many amazing, dancer friends and everything who are so good at what they do, but they're so okay with not being paid on time, not being paid. It's not about the money. It's about, at the end of it, being able to live, So the question was always, okay, what can I do? If I'm a dancer and if I get injured, what can I do? If I'm a dancer and I'm very good at it and I've been dancing or I've been teaching, but then one day I get injured, or one day I get whatever, life happens, right? And that's the thing, life happens. The thing is, what am I going to do? Can I teach for life? Will I have the context for life? What am I going to do? So it's always something that I wanted to question, but also at the same time, in a way, I'm very grateful for my parents because they didn't let me go to dance school. And I understand that because like Asian parents, right? I'm so scared that you cannot earn a living. I can understand that. I mean, I was angry at that point of time. But I'm glad that they had that because I was very injured as a dancer. And I say very injured because I was one of those dancers that I will push to the limits of the maximum of my pain. And even with the pain, I'll still go for class because if I don't go for class, I will lose my spot. Somebody will take over me, or like I don't get to compete in where I am. And I'm not bad, but I'm not great. Like Ellen's a very good dancer, but I've always very pissed off with her, like, why is she in camera, not me? I'm like, yeah, because the legs here, like she can turn it, but that's dance. That is the competitive nature of dance, right? And I think a lot of it is I want to be able to kind of like bring everything together, but at the same time, I don't know what to do with dance. There was always a question, it's like, I know that I like to do a lot of things at the same time, but I don't know what to do with dance. I cannot teach in that sense in the long term because I feel like I'm very injured and my body cannot tahan. And I also at the same time don't have the qualifications in that sense because I didn't go to the proper way. Like if you see Chihiro and you see Stephanie Birch, they are like the epitome of like the... So I give you that first, right? Because that's the truth. They have been through that proper route. You know what I mean? Like the proper route of professional dancing, or you also have the very educated way. But the thing is, what about dancers like us? I didn't go through the proper dance education. I didn't go through like the educational way. Like, you know, I don't have any of that, and I don't have the kind of skills to be able to be like principal ballerina or what to do anything, because I don't. I've passed time so much that I can't have that. What do I do? That was the question. And I couldn't see. But a lot of it was that, you know, growing up, I always wanted to do something. Being entrepreneur was always something I think quite natural. I always wanted to try. But the thing is, the question is, how do you try? How do you have the platform to try? And how do you come up with something? And I think one of the main things that I have to say is that if as a dancer, you want to be able to take it to the next level, you cannot bank on that one thing. And what is that one thing? I'm going to perform. The commercial projects pay. I agree. The commercial projects are always the ones that pay. But you cannot be having commercial projects all the time because you will have your downtime, you will get injured, you will not have the full context for life. Other dancers come in, steal your part, done. You know, so then what about, okay, performing? I won't do commercial projects, I'll perform, but performing doesn't pay as much. So what I did with free movement was that I wanted to have a leg in many different things. It's not easy, but when I have many different legs, not one of my legs down, I have my other legs to support me. Not another one of my legs down, I have my other legs to support me. I can tell you, like at this point of time, even if I were to shut down everything of free movement, I will still get passive income. Why? Because our YouTube is paying, our Facebook is paying, because we constantly put out content. And that's the thing. As a dancer, if you want to get there, you need to put yourself out there. That is the only way. Even young dancers, you have the parents account, you have to put yourself out there. If you want your dancer, if you want your daughter, your dancer, or your son or whatever to make it, you want yourself as a dancer to be able to make it, or if you want yourself as an instructor to make it, you need to put yourself out there. Because the moment you don't put yourself out there, you have to question yourself. Why are you not putting yourself out there? It's because, is it low self-esteem? Is it because you don't dare to put it? Because you think you're not good enough? It's the same thing. But we are never good enough. You know, it's the truth. We are never good enough. It's like if I were to, I mean, frankly, if you know, when I first spoke to Dr. Stephanie Birch, she would tell me, oh, you know, do you know this dancer and that dancer? I go like, no, I really don't know. You know, this and that. And then of course it's a thing. But the thing is, she comes from a very professional point of view. I would. What do we do? So there's always that whole trying to merge everything in. And so in a sense, free movement is like everything that we put together that is a problem of dancers and trying to do our best to put things out there. Does that make sense? It's like you cannot, I feel like if you want to make a difference for yourself, it cannot be that I just want to dance. Yes, but how? And how else? What more can you do other than that? You cannot bank on that one thing. You cannot be teaching just like that, and you're going to teach in schools, and that's all for life. You don't get paid CPF, you don't get paid, sometimes for months, you don't get paid, and then what? Something needs to be done about the dance industry. So what our self-service dance studios do is that we support instructors. A lot of instructors come here because they cannot afford rent in Singapore for their own space. You know, that's something we need to talk to the government about. Who's going to talk to the government? You come up with initiatives that you want to help like artists, but the thing is the rent is so expensive. How are dancers supposed to rehearse without space? You can't. And there are no spaces. And commercial studios are so expensive. So the question is how are we going to be able to do that? So it's not easy to say that, okay, let's come up with a 2,000 square feet space and like convert it to 8 different dance studios and like just, because at the end of it, the main motivation for wanting to do anything in life is not for yourself. It's for others. It's like how, if I were to say I want to do everything for myself, there's a limit to the maximum of what I will do. But if I were to say that I want to do it for someone else, like if my son is dying, he's drowning, I would throw myself in the water and I would pick him up. But if I'm drowning, I might just be like, okay lah, I've done so much already, okay lah, bye. There's only a limit as to how much you can do, but suddenly when it's for somebody else, you go like, wow, all out. But that's the thing. That is lies. So to me, work is love made visible. And I say in truthfulness and like in everything because we have made so many clients in the past so angry with us, and for all that who have been angry, I am sorry. And I thank you all for it, but the thing is we have improved. We have improved over the years, and this is our, how many years already? 11th year, free movement since 2014. And from 2014 until now, we have improved, right? And I think at the end of it, it's not about the money, but it's about how sustainable the life is going to be for you. How much are you willing to sacrifice in the first place to be able to pursue what you love? Are you willing to go down the whole route of not having money to eat so that you can put everything that you have, everything that you earn into something that you love and push everything you eat to get that dream? That's a question. But I also think that it boils down to nature. What is your nature? That's something you need to figure out. Like, I think naturally, myself, I'm an entrepreneur. From young, I cannot sleep when I have all these ideas in my head. I need to push it. Ask my team. They're like, Sandra, again? Change? Huh? Again? Action? Fast? I'm like, yeah, but that's it. Because I need to get the ideas out of my head. I need to put it into action. If it fails, it fails. If it succeeds, succeeds. If it fails, why does it fail? We move on, we move on, we move on. Fast. We make changes. We take action. We don't just stay still. But the one thing I realized is that a lot of dancers, especially if you dance constantly, you're always tired. And when you're physically always tired, mentally you're also tired. You know what I mean? So you have to find that kind of balance, I feel, to be able to work that out. But I think the most important thing that I have to say is that if you realize, the speakers earlier, they didn't say this, but they have partners that support them. Uchida has her husband, and who is obviously her biggest supporter. Dr. Stephanie Burridge has Sir Robert Liu, who is her absolute supporter. And I chose Dr. Ashley Liu, right? Because he supports me in everything. So when you are pursuing this, it's so important to choose a partner. It's not about luck, and I'm telling you, it's more about luck. Oh, you're lucky you found this person. No, I put in effort. I put in effort to find that person. And so I think that needs to be us putting ourselves out there to find the people around you that really supports you. But also at the same time, I feel like when you have those ideas in your head, it's not something that you want to openly share to everybody. And I say it because I think that sometimes when it comes to your ideas, it's yours. You want to share it because you're happy, you're excited. But then when you share it, suddenly somebody comes and go like, oh, are you sure? Do you want to do this? Is it a good idea? Do you even have the money to do it? It goes on. But the thing is, it's not always that the person wants to purposely put you down. Sometimes they care for you. And if they care for you, they don't want you to fail. But if they don't want you to fail and they keep telling you things that are down, it's going to affect you. So your circle of people around you, the proximity is key. So the ideas that I have in my head, I keep it. I don't tell people sometimes. That's how I shock everyone all the time. Huh? Sandra, move again? Like, yeah. Yes. Ask everyone who's been with me for so many times, for so many years. How many times have we moved? How many times have we changed? How many times have we changed our products, our services, our offerings, And I'm telling you, more changes are going to come. That is being a flip. But that's life. Because changes have to be made. So I think ultimately, being a dancer is not easy. It's not easy, being a dancer physically. It's not easy being a dancer when you're physically tired and mentally you are tired as well. And so at the end of it, I just want to encourage everyone to put yourselves out there and to know that whatever it is that we decide to do in the end, it is always up to you. It is always your choice. If you constantly blame anybody else, it is on you. It's because of my parents, it's because of this, because of that. No, you have the choice and the power to change. But first, choose the people around you closely. Protect your ideas and put it out there, but most importantly, take massive action. Okay, thank you. Okay, anybody have any questions?
So yeah, I would just like to I understand that this is I guess a lot of this is a business. I'm not saying it as a profit business, but I'm saying it as because you need to have a lot of working parts when you're negotiating with many different parties as well. So in a way, it feels very disorganized to me because I don't have experience in the area. So I just want to understand a little bit of what that's like as someone who is spearheading this project.
I'll put it straight. It is a profit business, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's the other problem with dancers. I feel bad for making money. That is always the problem with dancers. I feel bad for making money, but the question is why? Oh, that dancer drives BMW. Then? What has it got to do with you? It has nothing to do with you. Even the dancer drives Lamborghini, it has nothing to do with you. It's your insecurity talking. But at the end of it, as per your question, right? Frankly, it's always a fight. It's always something that you have to think about because when it comes to business, as with life, things keep coming. You see, I'll give you a very quick example. Our mirrors were supposed to come, but they're obviously not here, right? But that's life, and so I go okay, improvise. Dancers are very good at improvisation, right? So I came up with the idea, you know what? Let everyone write a message there and then we seal the messages in. Make sense? Kinda, I guess. But that's sales, we've got that's so but that's life. And so I feel when it comes to business, it's taking things one step at a time. And also don't forget, why do I say with such certainty that this is a profit business? Mainly because you must understand that as a business, you're supporting your team. And you must support your team. So many companies out there do not care about their employees, do not care about their teams. And I think it's wrong. I always tell every single one in my team, if I can support you in whatever it is that you like to do, then I'm happy. And I have succeeded in that way. Because it needs to be a business that supports you. Yes, doing anything you feel with money, it supports your whole life. Oh, dance, and I'm doing something into dance because I love dance, right? Yep, that's that. But it cannot be that I take advantage of that and not be able to support you. You know what I mean? It cannot be that. I know you love dance, you teach dance, but I just want to pull all of that in, but I don't support you. We must be able to support one another, but most importantly, I must support my team. There's no two way about it. I will never be we can never be the kind of company, organization and stuff that just pulls money back, don't pay this, don't pay that. I can't. And every single one of our stakeholders know that we are a good brand.
business, people. But that's how it is. You have to treat people as people, like how you would treat anybody in your family. You know, except those that you need to cut out, you need to like, and like cut out lah. But other than that, you have to care for the people who are around you a lot. So yeah. Okay, anybody got any other questions? I have a question. Yeah.
So you've been in the business for 11 years already, and it sounds like you're always in the forefront trying to suss out, what people need, where the need is, and then how do you put a solution to meet those needs, right? So over the past 11 years, what are some of the needs that you've really seen come up and that you've come in and you've filled the space? And how do you also, looking forward, continue to put yourself out there so you continue to be in the forefront of knowing what the evolving needs are?
You mean of dancers?
Yeah, all the stuff that you do, yes.
Right, okay. That's a good question. So, when we first started out at Escape, it was because my girlfriend said, "Hey babe, I don't want to do this business anymore. Do you want to take over my shop at $1,800 a month for a freaking small space at Escape?" I was just like, yeah, sure. I couldn't do that because I was giving tuition, I was doing the German energy drink, I was so I could afford it, the rent. Right? So I said, yeah, sure, easy, $1,800 doesn't seem like much. Die. So, and then, but that was because that was what I want. And then it went on to, okay, let's do tailoring because I want. You know what I mean? I want to make this costume. Why can't it happen? I want. And then I tracked the I want so many times and like so many different places until COVID-19 happened. That was our breakthrough. That was our complete breakthrough, and I tell you why. When COVID-19 happened, 3 women almost died. In every literal sense, because it's okay, it's a dance, man. It's alright, it's cool. Yeah. So, because when COVID-19 happened, everything stopped. Literally everything that we did stopped. There was no competition, so what costumes are we gonna make? There's nothing. No income coming in. But after crying for weeks, right? And Ash obviously took photos of me crying. Why are you crying like that? I was crying my heart out because I was just like, I'm gonna have to let go of this unit, let go of that, I realized that there was a need for dance masks and ballet bars and shatterproof mirrors. And why? Because there was a need because of COVID. And so, because I was willing to do that pivot, we did very well during COVID. Like, we didn't die during COVID, we actually did really, really well. And I realized that, that wasn't for me though, it was for people. And so, that was good. And then I started to reflect on other things. Okay, it's cool. So then I started to reflect on other things, which is, okay, so we have dance costumes. But the thing is, we have had dance costumes that made our clients so angry, so upset and crying. But why? Because it wasn't good enough. It wasn't good enough. And so my resolution from that was, I only want to make dance costumes if I can let the dancers wear it and they smile and they be so excited and scream and happy. And it happens. But it wasn't because of what I wanted. Before that, I was like, I have to sew everything, I have to do everything, I have to understand it. Which I did, because I didn't understand why you cannot do this, cannot do that, so I learned how to sew. And that was crazy. It's not easy to sew dancewear. It's really a bit like cuckoo. But I had to understand why. But then when I realized that there's a certain need that I could fulfill with the dance costume side especially, and when you can see, when you serve someone and you see that smile, that grin on their face and their excitement, that is what it is. That is what I want. And just 2 days ago, we were rushing for this crazy costume, because we were rushing mad, always. But to see her screaming and hugging me and being so excited about her salsa costume is just priceless lah. So when you serve people, that's where, our 24/7 self-service dance studio. Do you know how many people it serves? Endless, countless. I love it. And because I love it, and because not just me, but my team can see that this serves so many people,
And we also make sure that our customer service is always there lah.
It makes such a big difference. It becomes a space that's safe. It becomes a space that people can come and just dance. There's already a lot of competition out there, which I think competitions are great, but there needs to be a limit as to like, okay, you as a dancer, you need a space to be able to, well, practice, to be able to full out, to be able to mark, to be able to isolate different parts of your body. You know what I mean? And you can only do that at your own time. You can't do that anywhere else with anybody there. You just need to be alone. That is why we have this space. But we don't just, initially our whole idea was to do for dancers lah, because obviously we love dance, right? But then we started to realize that we supported a lot of other people, which was, a surprise. Started to support bodybuilders because they will go in the mirror and they'll then we started to support like Mrs. World, Miss World, Miss Universe or this, then they catwalk. Then because they need the mirrors. And then we started to support like a lot of, we even had like soccer classes, which I'm like, okay, soccer class. And then we had a lot of other things that people will bring their 古筝, that we have like choirs coming here. We have like, a lot of things that happens here, which I think is amazing. So I think when Dr. Stephanie Bird said about dance being like, open up this way, that was what I took from the opening up this way instead of a traditional mindset of wanting to only dance. Every dancer wants to perform. Every dancer likes the costume. Every dancer wants to be on stage to perform because when we're on stage, we're different. But I'm telling you, this is my stage. That is the difference. A stage is not a physical thing. This is my stage. This is how we perform on an everyday life, on a daily basis, and how we can do things. But your character, your virtues, your values must be there. It cannot be compromised. It cannot. We will never do that here. The moment we do that is the moment I lose respect. But that is who we are. Does that answer you though? Okay. Does anybody else have anything? Do you have anything? I don't have anything. This is a performance too. Okay. Yeah, if not, I think thank you everyone. Don't worry, I didn't get flowers for myself. So we were like, nah, it's okay, we don't need flowers. But okay, thank you everyone. Thank you very much.